Hello and welcome to my video. So in this video I'll be testing the Koi watercolor palette review. So basically I wanted to review this palette and give my thoughts on how it was, if it was good or whether or not you should buy it. So you can find this palette for around $40 to $50 and I found mine on Amazon and Hobby Lobby. So number one benefit was the tray. I really liked the way the tray could just attach and clip right onto the palette itself, and you can mix your colors right on there, and it's great for going on the go. Number two, the thing I liked was the amount of colors, and so there's a lot of colors on this palette, and you can also buy a palette, the same brand, for 42 colors, or 48 actually, sorry. And so there's a lot of colors that come with the palette, great for not having to mix when you're on the go and you don't really want to mix. Number three was this water brush pen that I'm assembling right here. So basically you unscrew the brush tip from the body of the brush pen, and you can store water inside the body of the brush pen, so you don't have to carry around a cup of water or try to find water. You have it right with your watercolors, and that was really great. Another thing I really liked was the sponge on the palette. So there's two sponges, one on the left and right, of the colors on the palette, and I really like that you can just wash your pen once you're done using it. You just squeeze the water brush pen into the sponge and it washes your brush, and then you can use another color or just put it away. Number five was a small detail, but I really like this one. It was a ring on the back of it. So anytime you want to bring your watercolors or just go outside and paint, you can do that really great, because there's a ring on the back of it, so it helps you hold the whole palette very easy. And the tray also attaches on, and so all you have to do is assemble the brush, and then you can just go ahead and paint your surroundings. One thing that I kind of did not like about this palette was there's one color, and this only happened to me once, which wasn't a huge deal, but the color did separate from the water, which I'm not sure why this happened. But as you saw in that close-up angle, the actual dust, or the actual watercolor, so I didn't end up using that, because when I put it down on the page it didn't go down smoothly. But that was only one color, actually. That was the color I used for the background of this image I'm painting right here. So the first thing I started doing with the watercolors to test them out even more was I swatched each color to see how they went down on the page and how they dried. Then I did this little tiny bird sketch, just a very simple, very basic drawing, and I just wanted to just test out the colors and see how they blended together, how they went down on the page, and how smooth and opaque and transparent they were. And so yeah, the next thing I did was an AP art project. So that sounds weird going right into an AP art project, but I really wanted to push these watercolors and push them to the test and see if I liked them. So I drew this robotic girl, or like this woman with an eye, and you can see only her eye, and then she's surrounded by robots, or like a robotic armor. So I went right in with the watercolors. I went in with the black, and I just laid down a very thick and very opaque coat of black where I wanted the darkest areas. I wanted this a very moody and very shadow-like and shady picture. So these watercolors really helped that, because they had a lot of I felt like I could mix a lot of good darker tones with the watercolors. So I went in with a lot of the shadows and with a lot of black, but then later on the image I lightened it up a little bit by adding more water and watering down and making the watercolor more transparent. For the background I did like a dark green, and I wanted it to look all ripped, and unfortunately I didn't really intentionally make the background ripped, if I'm being honest, but I really like that point of view, I guess. I kind of changed the image by accident, and it just kind of went in with the image. What happened was I was trying to erase like a piece on my on the watercolor paper, and it ripped by accident, so I just figured I would make the background all rugged, and it maybe tell a deeper story than I was intentionally than I was thinking of. And so I thought this really added to the piece too. I went in with my fine liner because I did want to get those details down. Now the watercolor did add details, but I think it was just quicker to go in with the fine liner. And the wires on the woman's neck, and the tube coming out of her head and coming out of her mouth, or the mask area, I guess. I really wanted those lines crisp and smooth. I didn't want it to be too cartoony, but that's why I didn't add too thick of a outline. And I did get kind of stumped with what I was gonna do for the background while making this, because normally when I'm making portraits, I find myself repeating what I've done in the past with the same background, same image, same way they're standing or holding an object or something, the way they position themselves. I find myself painting and becoming a pattern almost, where I just want to push myself outside the box more. So I tried to do a different background, more of a jagged, rugged one, to tell more of a story, as I said. And so this next challenge I had to take on was doing a skin tone with the watercolors. I did really like these watercolors for a skin tone. These are the best watercolors I think I've worked with so far, which sounds like great, but I mean, to be fair, I've only worked with like Crayola and some other off brands of watercolors, so I will be testing out more. I got Winston Newton watercolors, so I will be making another video on that one, and whether these are better or worse than the Winston Newton ones. And as far as I know, I'm pretty sure these are budget watercolors because they were very cheap. I found them at Hobby Lobby for around $40. They wasn't that expensive compared to some other art supplies I've seen in the past. So this is the piece so far, and I really like how the eye of the robot came out. I used a gel pen to dot the eye, like the little reflection, and I really like the detail I got through. I love these watercolors. I would definitely say if you want to get into watercolors, I would say buy these. They are cheap, they're affordable, and I think they give out a great result. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helped and hope you enjoyed. So I'll see you in the next one.